release me.
What? It's me. This monitor really just might want to stay up. Hello. Are you ready to be jump scared? I scared you. Oh, woo. Hey. Hey, it launched. Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. Is the audio okay? Can you hear and see me okay? This desk is a fucking mess. Hello. Nice to see everyone. How are you all? Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. Hello. Is the audio an okay volume? I think I need to raise it like a little bit. Alright. Hey y'all. God, I need to get my phone. Hang on. Alright. So, you think it's fine? Fantastic. So, Sensei Donut, master of all programming. Most intelligent Swedish software developer that works in C++ that I know. I'm trying to be specific because I actually know quite a few Swedish software developers. You're fine, you went to the optometrist today. Apparently your eyes don't have a muscle strength to look at something closer than a meter. Oh, lovely. What have you got? -6, -6. You're honoured. Well, once again I am in your debt, Mr. Donut. I don't know why you put so much effort into me when I am always so rude to you, but, you know, Maybe that's just how the world works. Be a dick, get rewarded. Anyway, here's me leaking our DMs. You got -1 and -0.75, but you can't force them to focus well. Oh shit, have you been given glasses? That's a shame. You can't look at something in front of your face. Glasses, eye drops, what kind of glasses are you going? I like these Harry Potter ones. Whenever I look at an old VOD and I see myself with those big, like, black, chunky glasses, I think... The style... I didn't know what I was thinking. Alright. It made me look a lot younger than I was, and this makes me look a lot older than I am. You chose the same style. I think these make you look like you're smarter than you are. Alright. So I'm reading from our... I like current ones. I like these. These are from Ace and Tate. These were not that cheap, but also not that expensive. They might have been cheaper than the first ones. The black ones that I originally had were from like somewhere in Oxford. They were like over 100 quid. They didn't look it. These were Ace and Tate. I don't remember how much these were. 60, 80 euros, something like that. It's been a while. Don't stop interrupting, it's fine. These are exclusive, like 400 CAD. Have you posted... I don't remember if you were the one that posts pictures of yourself or not. That's cool. Can you post a picture of the glasses by themselves? I'm curious. Your chat, you're not interrupting. Yeah, sorry, I should ignore you for a second. Donut says, I watched the VOD, and then he's written me... He's like an actual teacher. Like he's given me notes on my homework, which is more than I deserve, so I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm trying not to take it too much for granted. Control click stopped working because the language server crashed at the start. Yeah, you can usually refresh it. Thing is, I thought I'd refreshed it during the stream. Maybe not. Restart language server specifically I didn't do, so let's try that. When you do localization files in the future, the JSON parser could be a good fit. I think what I'd do is I'd copy the formatting, either the formatting used by Android or Swift, because I know them quite well. iOS does localization in a special file called localization.strings, where it's pairs of, you have a key equals value, semicolon, and there's just that for the whole file. Whereas Android uses a sort of XML. It might literally just be XML, where you have a string, name equals, and then the name of the tag. That's your XML header, your opening braces, and then you have the string inside, and then you do /string at the end. So like there's multiple ways to do it. You can also just do it as JSON, of course. It doesn't matter. JSON might work just because there's a built-in formatter for it, and we could just print it into memory. I think that's fine. Anyway, sorry. You have an XML parser too? I'm not fussed with whatever. I like how Android and iOS are very easy to extend, where to add another line of XML, you just add a line. It doesn't matter. There's no hierarchy, there's no brackets, nothing. And Swift is also easy. It's literally just two strings. So with JSON, it's easy as well, but it's a little harder if you're thinking about curly braces, and it's ever so slightly more syntactical. Not saying that it's difficult, but like it's very easy to add a line in the Swift localization. Anyway, also I wrote a custom script at work that allows me to print off a Google Docs sheet into either of those formats, which saves me hundreds of hours, so I could probably reuse that. Keep all my localizations in the same Google Doc. Because that is a thing I already have. It's a tool I've already written. It's actually really useful. I'm incredible. Anyway, ignoring that. Consider making each sub... Oh yeah, I'm sorry, like, I've been really I'm still tired today, but I really want to do WouHou. I've been, like, exhausted this week, so I'm sorry that, like, I was a bit stupid. I don't know why. My last VOD got in, like, the YouTube algorithm. It has, like, 100... So ahead of myself. It has 130 views in a day, and the other videos all have, like, 9. So it's in some algorithm. I don't know who's watching it. The other WouHou VOD that I released at the exact same time has, like, 3 views. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, sorry that I was just fucking about with, like, Computer Science Year 1 101, and I'm like, I don't know, I probably did that like 7 years ago or something. YouTube moment, yeah. I know there's a trillion ways to do menus. Also, I've got my own menu system here, and I work in GUIs at work. You know, I understand all sorts of different ways of doing hierarchy. I don't know, I was overthinking it. So sorry about that. Anyway, Donut's point is consider making each submenu a new instance instead of encoding the entire menu tree in one state. Yeah. So I was thinking, I didn't do it. I keep thinking about it because I have my art booklet for painting. I was thinking about getting like a basic WordPad and just literally storyboarding every menu, and then each menu item would just be one object, so I could look at it relatively flat, like this, and then I can stitch them together. However, thank you, Lich. Sorry, Lich. I looked at but haven't passed the message you sent me. I haven't like mentally compiled the last DM you sent me about Pathfinder. I was going to chat about Chris. Chris was like, "Oh, we could maybe play it in like a month or two if they're willing to wait." And I said, "I don't know. I feel like they want to play it now." But sorry. Donut says consider making every submenu, because you remember we were working on menu systems the other day, like the main menu, pick an option, that sort of thing. Consider making every submenu a new instance of menu system instead of making the entire tree in one state. Yeah, yeah, maybe. It's fine to indent your X macro, the Clang format's gonna undo it. Oh yeah, I think I did fuck about a bit with X. Oh yeah, this one on the right. I was indenting this just because I thought this made it easier for me to look at while I was looking at it, you know? This is a submenu of this submenu of this, these are all submenus of this. But it doesn't really matter. They're also named, you know, as such, like this. I'm a big fan of like progressively naming things like that. At this point, it's probably better to just skip the whole enum and X macro thing and just have a vector of name strings and associated functions that are loaded at runtime. Yeah, probably. We're really fucking about where like just having like a big array is completely fine. Like if we had, this isn't like a visual novel. If we had 1,000 strings in this, it's like a kilobyte of in memory of just having an array, or you know, whatever. It's fine. Or a hash set, or however you want to do it. Hash map. For something like menus, allocating and storing the strings in place is fine because you only have a couple of them. If it was like particles, then yeah. Menu systems are not very frequently created, so it's alright. It's alright for them to be expensive because they're actually very cheap. Here's a concrete example how simple it could be. And then he sent me the text saying you could have a struct called menu item with a string for a name and a function called action. And you could have a vector of these called items. And you could have a size t, which is a number, remember? Representing where in the index, I guess, is currently moused over. And that could be a... I guess that would be the menu system. Maybe. Well, that could be, yeah. Anyway, Donut himself says that he likes to avoid stuff like graphs, pointers, and tree structures, and stick to arrays and indices and stuff. I don't know. I was in like job interview. I'm not interviewing or anything, but I was in like job interview mode or like university mode, where for whatever reason you're trying to turn everything into a binary search tree to show that you know how bloody binary search algorithms work. I don't. Deppy has a lot of programmers, huh? Chat has a lot of programmers, yeah. Did Deppy end up getting a job in mobile dev? I remember they were looking at that, but I don't remember where she got her job. Even if it was a VN, you'd probably load the strings dynamically from the file. Oh yeah, I think if it's a VN, you'd have chapter by chapter as a file or something, right? She did. Now how come Deppy's never come to me for help, huh? I'm an experienced mobile developer. Or was she using Flutter or something? Maybe they asked and I said sorry. I'm native. I'm the worst of all worlds. Android dev. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize you were good friends with Deppy. I have no idea what my chat. I own you. You have no existence outside of my streams, apparently. I don't know what you lot will do off camera. Occasionally I hear that you lot, some group of you are all playing TF2 together or something, and I find that sweet. Anyway. Don't like arrays and shit. That's fair. Sometimes I do I waste a lot of time what's the word? Pre-optimizing for no reason, and like making things more complicated than they have to be. Because in my head, it's if you hardcode everything as an array, that's slightly less performant than another method, and what if you do it a trillion times? It doesn't really matter. I remember in WouHou 1, we were drawing the outline of the text on the menu every frame, and that was really expensive, but the menu still ran at like 100 FPS, so I didn't even care about it for a while, until later I went and made it so it just calculates it once at the start, and it ran at 4,000 FPS. But you know, like just during development, some of this stuff, you can just bang it out just to push yourself forwards. Oh, you're together? I had no idea. Oh, this is big news? So is this new? This is old news, and I've just not been paying attention. That's fantastic. Does that mean Blank is like our brother-in-law or something? How does that work? We'll work that out. Anyway. News from 2 or so months ago. God, I'm shit. I'm sorry. My bad. I should have been aware. I'm sorry. Well, congrats. Sorry, I didn't know. How did you meet? Hopefully not through the stream, right? Like Stockholm Syndrome. I think the best way to reduce the build time on your project is to split your files into headers in C++, so you only make changes in C++, so only the things that are modified have to get recompiled. Yeah, I get that. Split your system files, yeah. That's like, it's gonna take a while. It won't, but like, I only have like an hour or two to program an evening in this, and I do it every few days, so maintenance like that is not, I mean, it is in the long term worth it, but like right now, that's a job for later. But yeah, fair. The way we've done it right now is put everything in a header. Yeah, anyway. Sorry, hello, Angus. Are we in a family meeting? No, you're welcome to say hi. No meeting, we're just chatting. I've literally just started the stream. I was, Donut in chat has given me some points to go over about the project. Some improvements, so I'm just reading them out. How are you? Arrays and vectors are sometimes often the fastest anyway. Oh yeah, I mean they just go in memory the same way that memory is laid out, right? Nice. Lots of special compiler magic, I reckon. The only practical difference between references and pointers is that pointers can be rebound, which is the reason they need extra syntax. Oh yeah, the arrow thing. I want to access the pointer versus the thing it's pointing to. Yeah, references always need to be bound to a valid object and always remain bound to it. Yeah. That's why you can use the dot syntax and assign to them as if you're accessing the object itself, but it has the side effects that the references can never be null. Oh, nice side effect. Alright. Sometimes you do need to be able to rebound them, and that's when you use pointers. Because we do use pointers somewhere. I thought we used pointers to point to like the current system, so when we pause the game, the pointer stays the same, but the thing it points to is changed, or something. I don't remember. Something like that. Elements. It's not like you advertised it. You hanged out because you and Blank played games. I didn't know you were friends with Blank either. I'm sorry. Started talking, and one thing led to another. That's sweet. I'm glad. You happy then? That's good. That's cheered me up. Weirdly. I know it's none of my business, but that's lovely to hear. You know what? I'll turn up Native Faith just for you. It's technically a span, but yeah, that's essentially just a wrapper for a pointer in size. Oh yeah. Seg faults you were getting at the end of the stream were because of above. Oh yeah, we were like fucking about with how we were storing the menu. Is it as I sort of assumed where am I creating the menu? Menu system? Is it game and then this? Was it what I thought, where like I was creating it in the method and then the context was lost and it all got fucked up. You were onto the reason, but you didn't manage to solve it. That's fair. Give me a quick rundown on WouHou. It's a shoot 'em up. You dodge bullets and shoot enemies. It's 2D. There's not much gameplay right now. The seg faults that you were getting at the end of the stream, which is this crash. So you see right now it loads the menu for like 1 frame. Give it a second. It really wants a second. Alright, you see how it loaded the menu for a second and then crashed? That's here where for some reason the menu looked like it had 999 children. Well, that's not really a seg fault, is it? Well, whatever. Whatever. Pointers and references don't automatically change the location, so if you move or destroy the target, the pointer, it starts dangling, and any access is just pointing at somewhere random in memory. It's why you have to think about lifetimes. Whenever you have long-lived pointers or references, it's better to avoid them in favor of indices or IDs. So yeah. Blah 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 blah. Basically just saying, like, just don't fuck about with pointers pointlessly. You can use a unique pointer if you want to ensure the memory of address remains stable, but it's quite slow and usually unnecessary. For non-negative numbers, try to use size T. I get it. I get it. You've had the no space left on device error before. It just tries to compile too much and exceeds a temporary RAM disk. Yeah, I think it sounds about right. Might probably fix by splitting your project up, yeah. Alright, so let's have a game plan, alright? Much better. Toho, but much better. Don't say that. Mine doesn't even have music. The WouHou 1 had like whenever you shot a bullet, which is, I mean, probably like a point up, right? Anyway, let's have a look, see what we were doing last time and what we can do to fix it. We had in our menu system, we were trying to draw a menu that looks like this. So you'd have a menu item that says enter game, bonk, you hit enter. You get start game, practice, options, quit, back. Then you can go up and down through these. And you hit, enter on maybe practice. You see these, state. Does that say state? Sorry. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra. You hit escape, you go up 1, you hit escape, you go up 1, you hit enter, you go 1. Like a basic text menu. The main benefit of splitting is a faster iteration cycle when making small changes. Yeah, I mean, because I guess right now, anytime I change menu system.header, does game have to recompile? Because it's including menu system. Is that a system? I'm not going to do that now, though. I understand that's the right way to go, but less optimization, more shitty progress for today. Anyway, I agree. I'm going to ditch this enum rubbish. I'm going to make things simple. Why not? We already have our menu options here. So I like the idea that we have every submenu. So, this would be submenu game would have these in them. And then when you hit enter on start game, when you hit enter on practice, it would open a new submenu. When you hit escape on this, it would go back to the previous one. Maybe we do it in like a queue or something. Something easy, or a stack, or whatever. Actually, I like a stack. A stack's good. So as an action, they can either do something drastic, like start game does something significant. It shuffles a bunch of stuff around. Whereas hitting enter on practice would just add something to a stack. I like that. Right now it's basically compiling the entire game every time. We know what? We're only in Scotland for another week and a half. I mean, we still haven't found a flat. It turns out like the Dutch want you to make a lot of money to rent, and I don't have that. So we're having some trouble. We're trying to move to a big city as well. We lived in little towns last time, which made it a bit easier. Peta Thermometry Fumo. I'm gonna have to go through like all of these in the last half a year. This Momoji Fumo is gonna be like tattered. Trust me. By the way, there were no Fumos in Japan. The only Fumos I saw were in glass. We went to Good Smile in Akihabara. They had some like Deca Fumos in a glass box and some regular Fumos, and it was saying these are made to order. You have to order them online and pick them up. And I was like, oh cool. I don't live here though. But Pum the Momoji. Yeah, I should buy a Momoji cosplay. Have a cute skirt. Good Smile. The company is called Good Smile, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna go on with what I've just said. So I'm gonna start making some drastic changes. I've already done the Git stuff, so I'm happy to just start tatting it up. Just get rid of some of this shit. So I like the idea that we're just gonna have a string, a standard string for a name. And we're going to have a standard function action. And that's it for the menu item. And then I think actually I'll have a stack of these. Will I? Let me think about it for a second while I'm executing. I'm just going to do this. Okay, I like having an array of these. I guess another thing I could do is I could assign a menu item an ID, and then have all of the menu items somewhere in memory. I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but just for example, like have them all sitting in memory, and then if I want to create a certain submenu, I could say it populates with certain IDs. You always know what state to go when you have to click a certain button. You don't even need a stack. That's true. But you told me not to just put everything in a big monolith. Because that's what I was basically doing. Was just at the start of the game, I was just constructing everything. Well, here I only did one menu item. But I was going to do this like 50 times. You could hardcode what state to go to in each action function. Yeah, that's what I was doing. You told me that you didn't like the idea of putting everything in a big monolith, though. Let me reread that. I like to keep it simple and avoid graphs, pointers, and tree structures, and stick to flat arrays, vectors, and indices. Yeah? Consider making every submenu a new instance of menu system instead of encoding the entire menu tree into one state. You could hardcode the state. Which one is it? Which one is it? I had a text file somewhere called like to do. So I'm just gonna like have a look at this. So I'm gonna have the press enter one. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna like write it out in plain text for now. The outside functions are passed in from the outside. So the way I had been doing it was in game. I would define all the actions because game has access to everything, like every state, every system, whatever. So if I want the menu system to do something, it seemed like the most sensible place to put it. That's a nice hot chocolate. There's like chocolate left at the bottom though. What am I gonna do? Anyway, in game I have all the actions. You would think he could make the state modular to define the actual layout in game by expressing it as a bunch of different instances of menu system. I'm sorry, I'm trying to work out how this is different to what I did last time. Everything wasn't a menu system, everything was a menu item, I think. But that's basically what I did. I had like instances of essentially what was a submenu with, isn't it? Yeah. Every menu item was essentially, you could have called it a submenu. Or a menu. Which can have a list of itself. I still kind of like my original approach. Now I'm looking at it, this seems fine. You send pictures of glasses when you get them. Oh, sick. Please do. Because your suggestion on Discord was this, basically, right? Except this wasn't that. This was a size P. The main difference is separation of concerns. What concerns are you? I'm concerned about what you're separating here. Let me have another look at your sample code, your pseudo. This is basically what you've written. This is exactly what you've written, actually. This is what I had before. Oh, you're saying menu system is in like this whole thing. Like this. You wanted this. Loads of copies of this whole thing. No, I don't know about that. I guess that is... Yeah, The idea that any menu could be a sub-menu. I don't know, something about that unsettles me. Ideally, menu system would just be a modular thing that lets you make different menus and then your game class defines the structures of how they look. I get what you mean. Sorry, I hadn't gone high level enough yet. You're suggesting that every submenu is one of these monolith-looking boys. Well, not really a monolith, but one of these chunky boys. Is that not a lot heavier than... I guess not necessarily. It seems heavy. There'll only be one of them active at a time. I was planning on having multiple menu systems, but for different things. So like the game's main menu versus the settings. I guess the pause menu is already its own thing. I don't know why I've made that its own thing. That last sentence doesn't sound like anything. Wouldn't it be nicer to have one class that works for all menus? What wouldn't this? I was already gonna make one class for all menus. You might have gotten a bit of a cold from being part of the hazing. Oh yeah. Your girlfriend are finally at the same place. You don't want to get her sick, so it's like close but so far away. Yo, COVID couples. You feeling happy? You feeling better? Great. Didn't you say you wanted to have a separate class for each menu? No. I said, incidentally, pause was already its own menu. I think I was planning on having lots of these little lightweight objects back when this was just this. Basically. Loads and loads and loads of these. So you'd have a menu item. You'd have menu A equals menu item, then with a bunch of children. And then menu B equals menu item, and then a bunch of children. And then in the game somewhere, you'd have current menu equals nothing. There's no menu, or current menu is menu B. So that's the one that's being drawn and taking place, or menu A. There's no reason for these objects, lightweight as they are to be, to exist in memory at all when they're not active. It's true. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be like that. This could be create menu B, you know. It doesn't matter. Like, this could be created in runtime. You know? Like, that's irrelevant, somewhat. How's the Lich and the rest of chat? Living in malls you already know is state. I'm fine. It's a bit hard to read when chat's in the way. Oh shit, sorry. It's also probably like 720p, so I apologize for that. How's that? I'll also zoom it in a bit. Is that better? Oh, the language server's crashed. Well, how about you come back? I misread that as you're looking for a spaceship. I'm happy even if it is just an apprenticeship and not an outer space vehicle. It'll come in time, I'm sure. It will. You've got to keep hacking at it. The sad thing about life is, unless you're very lucky, you gotta fucking struggle. Isn't that fun? You get to struggle. It's fun. It makes you feel alive. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna just decide that I like the idea of something being recursive in a sense, in that any submenu. Let me think about it. Imagine that, but it creates menu. Yeah, menu system is like much bigger. It's this shit. And it has to like draw. Oh, does it have to draw? It has to draw and like handle everything. Are you suggesting I call this? I don't know, because to me, system is something you have one of. You have one system, and you're checking if it's in the array of systems, and you're smacking it once every tick or whatever. Having an array of systems in there suddenly. What's the point? I really wish I was a little taller. You love struggles, I pour it on my porridge. Let's go. Little frozen fruit on there, let's go. Okay. Recursion Poggers, feedback I got on one of my assignments once. The same project, the final feedback we got was GG easy clap. Was your professor 23? Did he put a WouHou on it? I'm trying to work out what's wrong with my original approach. It seemed fine. One of the greatest is 22. Fair. This seemed fine. What's wrong with this? Really? Really? What's wrong with this? This seems completely fine. Yes, it has to sit in memory. Although it doesn't really. It could be created in a function. What is wrong with it? And also, what's wrong with taking up, like, half a kilobyte in memory? If you wanted to find the menus outside, that's fine, but there's no reason to have the tree structure. There's no reason for this to have its own array of children, so you'd have, hang on, we got this here. There's no reason for, you know, this game submenu. I'm not deleting children, I'm trying to create them. But much like any other program, I'm having to use my bloody keyboard. Press game, action equals, root submenu equals this. Tell me what's wrong with this. Because this is also like, I look at this and I'm like, hey, I could chuck this in a fucking file format. Action could even point to like menu action 1, and then I could have a separate list somewhere that's like, you know, some like hash set of actions. Of like fucking action ID int ID action 1 equals come instantly. You know, this could be, well, you know, some, you know, this could be in a fucking JSON file. Alright, so anyway, let's look at chat. I haven't looked at it in a while. Are you deleting children? It can't be woman's child, I'm older. You think it will be simpler if you have a single array of items. Oh, how's the job, third day at job been good? Because the menus aren't going to get that deep. It's a bloody shoot 'em up, like an arcade machine. It's going to be most like 4 levels in. This feels like a great time for a pointer. Think about the code you're going to write later. How would you move your index up the tree when you press the back button? You have a stack of pointers. You have selected current submenu is a pointer equals it's a stack of pointers. So it will be just nothing, but you'll actually initialize it to be pointing to root submenu. And then you'll go down a menu, so you'll be like, all right, fine, I'm gonna go into fucking eat ass menu. This can be poop menu. This can be a menu. This can be die now. You point now to eat ass menu, and then when you press escape, you just cut that, and then you go up a level. Tell me what's wrong with this approach, because this is a menu to me is a tree of some kind. Menus, like if you were to storyboard this and draw this on a piece of paper, it's a graph. Menus are directed graphs, right? We're making a graph. How do you draw all the items with the least amount of code? How do you draw all the items in the current state? The current state, let's say that the current state is root submenu. For every child in root submenu's children, draw text, draw text, draw text, draw text. If its current child is the same as its index, make it fucking yellow. Iterate over them in general. Well, we have current child in here. You press forward, 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 loop, forward, 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 or back, 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 back. It does have ass eating. I don't think this is worth, like, how bad does this look to you? What do you think is the worst case scenario for this? Let's say I have 10 menus, a massive 10 menus, each with a couple of submenus. This is going to still take less time to write than drawing like one character sprite. It could cause World War III. What? It is C++ actually, hang on. If you deallocate the wrong pointer, who knows? Who knows what you could do? Your suggestion, Mr. Donut, is to flatten it then, right? You have everything in you just have a big list of flat children like this. And then what? The action is like create submenu stage picker, add to a new array. That sounds like a lot more hassle. Your suggestion is to have one state in memory at a time. Why? Each action removes the old state and adds the new one. But why? What's wrong with writing the code to represent the actual data format? Why not? That's not the right response. That's not how that works. Have one state in memory at a time. But how do you generate them? How do you write how is writing that any easier than just defining it all in a nice, clear, human legible way like this? This is nice and easy to read. If I want to add a new submenu, I can just like chuck a couple new things in the children and then off we go. Nice and easy. Easy to see. Your one seems more complicated. You're gonna head to bed. It's been lonely as always. Oh shit. You're trying to be more active. Well, you don't have to. You can enjoy your life. It's nice for you to say hi though. Have a nice evening. Dude, this language server does not fucking work. It uses less memory, which is irrelevant, as we've gone over, because it's like bytes. We'll load in like 3D models later that will take up more memory than this. It simplifies how you get the current state, because it's the only one. Well, it doesn't simplify... This is already simple. This is already here. This is already defined. It's here. See? Current submenu is here. It's already easy to get. You don't have to worry about pointer lifetime when you add new states. You said earlier I can create a static pointer reference, which is expensive, but if I just have one, I don't see what the issue is. If I make the menu as like a static object, or whatever C++'s equivalent of staticity is, you know, like a final const let, it could just be a single index instead of a stack of unsafe pointers. Does C++ just randomly like shuffle your memory around? Hang on, what's going on? Ah, that's sweet. My mum's just texted me if she's experimenting with cooking. I think this is gnocchi. I don't know what else is in this. Sweet. She's just texted me a picture of this saying, practicing for when you come back. No animal hurt in this dinner. I'll say, thanks, Mum. That's very sweet. Planning on going back at Christmas. Standard Vector does shuffle it around. But I said that I was just going to create the menu at launch once. It would be a static item. I know C++ doesn't have a separate pool for static objects. Okay, Donut, can you give me like one line of pseudocode about how you're explaining? Because I think I don't have a mental image of what you're asking me to do. Is the idea that I have, instead of this shit, we have these. So we have a bunch of menu items. Or we can have like a function called get ass menu. And then get poop menu, get this. Whatever. And then, let's say you do somewhere down here we have a different menu where it's like tap on menu equals current menu equals get ass, get poop. God, this keyboard fucking sucks. Like that? Is that what you're suggesting? Because that's more complicated now. Instead of it being nicely displayed in one monolith, you're now having to define how the menu looks in the actions of other menus, which seems a lot more abstract. What tablet do you use? I use a CTL 472. It's the red one. I think it's the most popular tablet these days. I bought it randomly when it was new, because it was cheap. And it turns out that it's everyone's favourite tablet. Is Wacom good? It's the best one. Yeah. Get the CTL 472. It's the one that everyone uses. This one. 50% off. Buy it. Get that, and then get Open Tablet Driver. It's available on all good operating systems. And then you'll be like a pro. And buy tennis tape. Overgrip. Apparently badminton's better, according to one guy on Reddit I read earlier today, but get some overgrip, which is this stuff. What you want to do is rip, using like a knife, you want to rip the buttons out of the side of the pen here. It's just like a little plastic rocker. You want to tear that out. And you want to use a nib. My last pen, I didn't use a nib, and it ground down like the bottom, like entire section. Like this entire bit of pen went off until it didn't work anymore. So you should use no, not a 4100. You want a 472. Yeah, get a 472. Did you get some tape? No, this is the old tape. This is really fucking gross. You know how every Osu stream I keep complaining that I'd like the pen's falling out of my hand or it's like sweaty and it has no grip on it. I put this on before we left in February. I was like, I'm going to put a new lot on. I think we were moving house, so it might have been it might have been January. I was like, fine, we're about to go on a travel, so I'll put some new tape on, and that was half a year ago. And you should change this every couple months. So it is leathery, and not in a nice way. Not to gross anyone out. Donut said he's sent me something. I don't think any of this conversation was worth an hour of my time, by the way. I feel like we should have just gone on with it. Like I mean, we've been discussing. I guess that counts as progress, and like I shouldn't complain, but I feel annoyed that we've not really done anything this stream. I feel like we've always got to produce something. But thinking is a part of the process, right? Hello, Ray. How's it going? Alright, I'm gonna have a look and see what Donut writes in a minute. Let's talk about our feelings for a second. How are you? I am fine, thank you. Just fine. I woke up with a big bruise on my head, though. I was really tired today. I had like a really fucking long day today. I had to spend an insane amount of time dealing with a merge conflict with Xcode. It's not pretty. Even in a Swift UI project where there's no storyboard to worry about, Xcode is not. It handles merge conflicts like shoving a Scotch bonnet up your bum. Don't do it. Just never use branches, I think. That sounds exciting. It's iOS programming. It's not designed for people to write it. It's simple. Android, right? Merge conflict took me about half an hour to sort out. Nice and easy. Made a couple choices, did a little like, oh, keep some of this, keep some of that. Oh. Sorry. You've taken a break from all the travelling, I see. I mean, we're in Scotland right now. We're gonna go see some more Fringe stuff this weekend, I think. I think my sister might be coming up. Yeah, this is an Airbnb. I'm on... Have I shown you my... I don't know if there's anything weird on my setup. No, I'm not going to show you my desk. But I'm on like a little weird desk setup still with a fucking portable monitor and my laptop and a Steam Deck. This is a Steam Deck. I should change this background. You're working remotely. Yeah, it's cool I'm able to do it. Yeah, but unfortunately the working part of the working remotely really very tedious stuff to do. Oh well, but yeah, no, it's been lucky. I've been very lucky to be able to keep my job. I was totally planning on being unemployed for a year, so this is much better than that. You're gonna be making an Android app for your third year. Yeah, if you need any help, send me a DM. I can't guarantee I'll reply, but if I do, that is my job. I can always help. Assuming you're doing it native. If it's not native, I can't help. That's a basic. Oh, thanks, Donut. But if you have any issues, let me know. Okay, Donut has sent me the following pseudocode. He's created a... I know I could somehow paste it on the screen, but it's more fun for me to describe it. He's got the menu system. In the initializer for the menu system, he loads the main menu. So we have a method called load main menu. In there, he has a list of items. And these items are menu items, which are simply text and actions. So for the main menu, he's just loading in settings with the actions to load the settings menu, and quit with quit. Right? Under that, he's got a function called load settings menu that sets the items to just the word back. Under there, he's got the draw. Whatever. Yeah. Let me think for a minute then. No clue. You need to get a group meeting planned so you can figure out what to do with it. Yeah. Well, good luck. Android's a good one. If you're having any trouble, just shout. Hey, Tom. Like, I don't know how complicated you want to get, like how much you want to show that you know good Android dev, or if you just want to produce something. Because you can lazily smack something out really quickly. But if you want to be serious about it, there's like an infinite fucking rabbit hole of how deep you want to go. But it's third year uni, so I don't know. You could show some nice old-fashioned MVC principles. They'd probably like that. That's old enough to be well documented and probably easy to pick up, even if it's not the most modern thing. You're glad it was solo. Shit, is it just you? Did you get to pick groups? My dissertation was solo, but I did have group projects at uni. Discord-style meeting app. Oh, you're writing a messaging program as your app. That's... Careful. It's more work than you think. I'd know. My first job was a social media app. From scratch. With one guy. Did we have a working product after 2 years? After 2 years? After a year? Yes. Yes, we did. Did the investors run off with the money and not rehire us? Yes, as well. Did I say that? I didn't say that. Who knows what happened? They probably paid the investors back. It's a mystery. It's a mystery why you'd have 100k set aside for development, but then when it comes to splitting it amongst 2 developers, it doesn't add up to 100k somehow. Much smaller number. What happened to the other development funds? Mystery. You'd think they would just do 50-50 to the 2 devs. No. Anyway, it was a good working experience, good learning experience about lots of things. They were nice as well. I like them. Oh, no, I didn't get 50k, but I'm saying, like, they originally set aside, like, a lot of money for development. They were going to outsource it to, like, India. And then my friend and I were like, we'll do it for less. And it was a lot less. I don't know what happened to the rest of the development fund, but when it came to the end of 10 months, they suddenly couldn't afford to hire us anymore. They did ask us to work for free, though. And I said no. I moved to the Netherlands. I became a streamer. Odd. Should have kept the laptop. It was a Mac Mini, the cheapest one we could find on Amazon. Actually very powerful. The Mac Mini, it was like a couple £100. Banging little machine. No, so not really fuck them, because the alternative to that was not having a job. Instead I got a year's work experience and enough money to live in London during a pandemic where I had no other expenses. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to bring the mood down. The dealt with it was fucked up. Well, who cares? It was years ago now. I have a different job. Sometimes we get stroke waffle. Not bad. Unfortunate. Yeah. What mostly, honestly, the worst part wasn't money, wasn't the work we had to do, because we'd do like overtime, right? You're like fucking basically teenagers. You're 18, you're like 21, I guess. Obviously you work over 5, because you're like, we have a deadline and we have to finish it and we don't know how to say no. But the worst part was that it wasn't a year. I did 10 months. So I didn't have a year's work experience despite having worked for pretty much a year. Including overtime, maybe a year. So I actually had a rough time finding my second job because I was essentially new. Because people don't consider 0 to 1 year as a year's experience. What Java libraries for Android? You'll be using Kotlin. You should use Kotlin. You can use Java if you want, that's fine. But if you have an opportunity to learn Kotlin, I would recommend it. If you're really good with Java, you could pick it up really quick. I found it daunting, like I put it off for a while. But once you start with it, it's like it's glorious. But if you planned on doing it in Java, that's fine as well. You can do Java. What libraries do you want to use? You will want, if you want to keep it cheap and cheerful, you want to look into the Android X Google libraries, which are the so-called first-party frameworks. Okay, you can go with Java, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Java and Kotlin are interchangeable. You can write a bit of Java, a bit of Kotlin. They'll mash together just fine. So don't worry about it. If you come across a library that's Kotlin, you can use it in your Java project and vice versa. But you can do Java. Look into Android X because those are Google's home brand. They're not necessarily the best, but they are very easy. They're just there. You don't have to think. You know, if you want to write a database, you could write some hard-coded SQL. That's fine. Or you could just use their Room library. And, you know, there's loads of alternatives. There's Realm, whatever. But you can just... what's Google? What's the Google library for databases? Room? Okay, let's use that. Great. What's... I can't think of anything off the top of my head. A lot of their libraries are for Kotlin extensions, honestly. Like coroutines. Is coroutines? Don't know. That's not Android X. Whatever. Google's official documentations for how to build an app should be dead on. If you can just follow that, the sample project should take you like an hour or two to build. That will teach you all the basics, and you can move on from there. When you have an Android project, you have a file, you have a build Gradle file, and if you want to include a library, you literally just ponk it in there, like include and then the URL. You build sync, ready to use, nice and easy. So if you want to use, let's say, your messaging app, right? You'll probably need to do some networking. Maybe you use something like. There's a lot of HTTP libraries, right? There's ones built into Android which are fine. I'm trying to remember the one that I like to use because they change every so often. I thought OK HTTP was like a classic. There's a lot built on top of that. I can't remember the name of the current one that's popular. They have stupid names. But you'll probably want like a HTTP library. There's a few, whatever's popular. You probably want some nice passive image loading library because the stuff built into Android isn't going to cut it. Is Picasso? I think they have an Android library. So just something where you can plonk in a URL and it will handle all the loading for you and you can just get on with development. If you're writing a messaging program, are you going to do anything with notifications? Because if so, are you going to have a backend? Like, are you also going to have an app and then an accompanying Java servlet that runs somewhere? Or is it just a proof of concept? Like, this is a mobile app client. This would work if we had a backend. Because if you want to have notifications, you'd use Firebase, probably. You'd use Google Firebase, you'd set up a project, there's guides on it, and your backend would hit Google Firebase with a silent or whatever kind of notification you want, and you can handle that in the app. Sorry, WouHou. Sorry, can you tell what I have more experience with, by the way? Sometimes I feel like such an idiot talking about C++, but I work on this like an hour a year. I have like I wrote my dissertation in this like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. Ask me like, how the fuck do you do like a table view in Xcode storyboards, and I can help you with that. Ask me how the fuck you get universal links working in Swift UI now, because it's different to how it was working in UIKit. It's different, even if you're using an app delegate, it's different, and they don't tell you that. But one guy on Stack Overflow, he knew. Sorry, I'm just going to copy and paste what Donut sent me, just to make things a little easier. Alright, this is what Donuts sent me. Good thing I didn't check before I pasted and it didn't have my password in it or something, but... You'll try to have a proof of concept, and if you get ahead of schedule, you could try and implement it to work fully. Dead on. That's cool. Alright. menu system. So this is, okay, this is what he's written, right? This menu system is replacing what we have on the left. At first, you just load the main menu or whatever. I guess you could pass in what you like. Doesn't have to be the case, but let's say it loads the main menu. He's then stored in the items when you run this code. The issue with this now is that this is in menu system. So if I want to do something with game, I can't in this function. If I want this to do, like, I don't know, do something with member variables in game.header, you can't. You can have it so it stores a reference to game. You're allowed to do that? I guess you are. I thought you weren't allowed to. It already does? No. I guess I can pass that in. Okay. Well, if that's possible, then that's fine. You know what? Sure, whatever. I don't like arguing, and I don't like thinking, so let's just go with this. You have a video game development module in your third year excited for. That's awesome. I liked mine. That was maybe one of my favourite modules at uni. 4 out of 6, 100% coursework. Hell yeah. I like that. We're really stupid, aren't we, though? Because, like, 100% coursework sounds great until you realise that you spend 6 months on something. Whereas the one with an exam, you just do once and then it's over. And you could, like, grind that exam out in, like, a week. But don't think about it. Coursework's easier. Probably. Your exams went too bad last year. Ah, that's fair, yeah. I too, like, I went as much coursework as I could. But, like, the exams, I always did so much better, yeah. I was always a bit stupid at school. Well, not always. In primary school, I was, like, a fucking super genius, but secondary school onwards, I was a fucking idiot. And then my very last year of uni, I learned how to revise. Got a first. Fuck you, educational system. Bad A-levels, bad GCSEs, who cares? Bad first year of uni, middling second year. Let's go. Primary school. I was good in primary school. That was when I was sporty and smart and had friends. And I was like 9. I couldn't capitalize on it. I was like fucking grade 1 in everything. I did like extra Latin because I was a smart twat. I was in like, I think I was in the first squad for football, and then like the second for rugby or cricket, or I don't fucking remember. I was like A team football or cricket. One of the sports I was A team, the other one I was like B or C. Maybe it was rugby actually. No, I was fucking wing. No, what was it called? Scrum half. I was in the A team scrum half because I was a little scrawny kid and I could run really fast. Everyone was like about a foot taller than me. I was really good at running. Good sports says in primary school. I went to a posh primary school for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I did pretty good. And then secondary school onwards, I like collapsed mentally. And college. Most of my college years were spent breaking out. First year, I think I was going home and playing Team Fortress, and then college, I got drunk a lot. I'd go out into the woods and get drunk with my friends, which was fun. I had fond memories of that. And then uni, we don't think about uni. A lot of Guinness. A lot of Guinness. Things change. I'm an odd man. I have a more interesting life than I thought. Don't gain anything from having you choose this design, so the point isn't to convince you. Nah, I take your word, dude. This is your realm as much as it's mine, and I'm foolish to argue, unless I have a real point. I don't. I just it's just a bit of a dingus. Anyway, I like Donut's idea. Let's go with that. I'm trying not to be prideful, because I think it's very frightening. It's a hole that I could very easily fall down and be like, no, my code base must be pure and just written by me, and then I just fucking make no progress and I do nothing. I got to accept as much help as I can, otherwise I'll never get anything done. At the risk of this project just being me copy and pasting from other people, but, you know, it's on my Twitch channel. Got him. I don't know. I think maybe it's maybe this project's relatable. I don't really understand C++, but I'm trying anyway. I'm not doing much. I'm doing very simple things and getting stuck on them, and someone smarter is doing the harder stuff. There's a lot you can learn from copying. Oh yeah, I mean, everything I've learned since doing WouHou has been learned from copying. And now I've learned it. If I copy from myself, it's fine. Just like ChatGPT says, right? It's not stolen art assets if you are reusing the art asset, right? Right? No? Something whispers? Maybe not. I was joking, by the way. It is stolen art if you recycle it. That was a joke. It was a joke, okay? It's a joke. Alright. Let's just fuck it. Let's just plonk his code in. I'm sure it fucking compiles, right? Let's see. No. Fucking love this song, dude. I'm gonna put it on loop until I forget that it's on loop. What the fuck is going on in here? The modules you chose next year are Internet of Things, that'll be fun. I liked IoT. Video game dev, that'll be good. Natural computation, I'm not sure what that is. Cognitive robotics sounds sick. Solving problems with data and text? Sure. Networking and communications is good as well. Are you not doing, have you done any modules on data structures and algorithms? They sounded really boring, but I actually enjoyed them a lot and I learned so much. Data structures and algorithms is them being like, this is why a hash set is so good. This is why you should use a map. This is why maybe an array here isn't so good. Maybe you should use a blah blah blah. I loved it. I did really well and I learned a lot. It was actually like a good module. How's Scotland? I don't know. I stay inside all day. I wake up, curtains closed. I make a coffee. I work for 9 hours. 8.5 hours? 9.5? Whatever. I work for a full day. I clean, I cook. I watch TV on my tablet for a bit. Maybe I shower, and then I stream, and then I go to bed. It's like a gilded prison. It's like a deep-fried prison. Although I get to go out on the weekends, and sometimes I get to go to the shops. We can buy soup. When was the last time you used a splay tree? Don't you ever talk in my chat about your splay tree, don't know. Recursion. Recursion's useful, but I don't use it. It's horrifically inefficient for some things. It's like really bad sometimes, and they don't tell you how bad it is. They're like, recursion's amazing, you can use it to make maze solving algorithms. It's like, This can be really fucking bad. It's sad you have to choose between algos and data structures or programming languages and paradigms and couldn't take both. That's odd. It's easy to make it worse than if you just hard-coded. Yeah. You could, yeah. The language server does not exist. Alright. Alright, I've got donut here. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Menu state. Unknown type menu state. That's not being used. Fine. Do you need to include game? I think this is why I thought you couldn't do this, because I thought you couldn't do referential imports, or you can't do like a cyclical imports in C++. Like if I do... Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Here we go. How do I do a hash on this? Here we go. If I do include game, I thought this would explode. Yeah, that's a problem with having everything in header files. Right? Does this not, like, explode? In that case, you would really have to have a C++ file for this system. Well, let's get to it then, huh? How do I do that? I haven't used a C++ in a while. Yeah, it's like you said, it will explode. Great. Let's get on it. Menu system.c++. I do not remember how this works. It's been a very long time since I've written a C++ file. Menu. I think it's still just like WouHou. There's not even a namespace, is it? Maybe system? Well, I guess the language server doesn't exist. Let's just do menu system.header. I feel like it's one of these boys. Will I ever... Like, what's up? Huh? Why are you crashing? Is it crashing because I'm making so many mistakes? Is it crashing because I have such a big fucking project? And I'm not using C++ files? Alright, if I remember about headers, right? You're just defining, but you're not you're not defining. You're saying we have this, but you're not implementing it, or you're not describing its implementation. It doesn't need to have a header guard, it should have its related header, and you can define functions. Yeah, you have definitions. So in the header, you'll say, we have a method called drawDix, but it won't tell you how. So you're like, how? And it says, look in my C++ file, and C++ file says drawDix, and then gives you a vast explanation. You know, how you get the circles right, you know, are you going to draw the line? Are you doing a bell end on this? Are we getting hairy? You know, there's a few options. In the header, the respective methods just have a semicolon. Alright. Does that include the constructor, or is the constructor just as is in the header? I wonder. Ah, yes, the old tedious boy. How do I write const here? Just like that? Are you happy? You must sleep now. I hope your evenings are productive and all your errors have obvious causes. Well, thank you. Yes, the constructor can also be in the C++ file. So this should just be... Because do I just get rid of this bit then? You know what? I'm willing to think that this is a bad program. The init list also. That's also out of there. Goodbye, init list. We didn't know you or how you worked particularly. What about my struct? Surely this can be defined in here. That's okay. Old structy boy has never done us wrong, has he? Maybe he has. So menu system C++, you don't need a header guard. You don't know what a header is. It needs the structure defined. Oh yeah. Can you have multiple C++ files? Or does it have to have the exact same file name? Like, is it something special going on? Like, you're allowed to have multiple implementations and you plop it in, like as a hack, like as a cheeky little let's fuck some stuff up sort of little hack. Nothing special, just a naming convention. You can have as many files as you want. Oh, let's go. Alright, so I don't need to have you lot. And I don't need you. Sorry. Do I need to do... I feel like I needed to add something in here, like override or something. They can implement any class's methods in any file. Oh, was that it? You need to do... like that. Maybe. Explain to me the very basics of this language that I am destroying. Yes. Alright. This still doesn't feel right. How am I including the header file in game? How are you working? Ah, I knew it. I'm actually, maybe I'm right. Game, it goes up, then goes down to system, then goes into menu. You might just be able to do system.header. Oh, actually, wait, not system. Wait, system? No, menu system. So the functions are just sitting freely in the namespace. Oh, yeah, and then that's why when I can edit the C++ file, it doesn't have to recompile any of the headers. Alright. You can remove the class... You can remove this? Wait, what? That can't be right. Really? This isn't in a class? This is just a... It's just a fucking file? That can't be right, can it? In the C++ file? What, sorry? You just go... You go classless. It's like skinny dipping. Are you allowed to do that? I'm not going to get in trouble. Is it allowed to be in the namespace? Does it need to wear clothes for that? This feels wrong. Something's off about this. Yeah, it's the menu system prefix that specifies which class you're talking about. This is really similar to how Kotlin handles extensions, where you can just make a fucking file somewhere and write an extension for, let's say, string. You would write string, I don't remember the syntax. I think let's just say it's like implement, right? It's like string and then a fucking semicolon and then, you know, let's say get as ASCII art, and then you make a little method and you can access that anywhere in the fucking project. It's just treated as if that's how string works. And I guess Swift also has extensions, but it's an extension of a class and it's written a bit more seriously. You have to write like extension blah 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 blah, and you can't just use it fucking everywhere, I think. Or maybe you can. Maybe it's the same. I haven't actually thought about them. The difference is that C++, the method has to be declared in the header to begin with. You can't invent them on the fly. That's a shame, because if this was like Kotlin. Okay, I've now realized that it's looping. How many times did I get to? Oh, hang on. I want you to start playing other Toho songs. Oh, Sims 2 music. Let's fucking go. Holy shit. I like found this the other day. I've been looking for this song for like 20 years and I haven't been able to find it. Although it sounds different to how I remember. It still has the hoots in it. You can now include the header in the C++ file. Oh. How? Hang on. You can now include the game header in the C++ file, while just forward declaring it in the header. The way you do that is to type class game. Well, just somewhere. Just like... I swear, there must... Like, this is the rhythm to the song I'm thinking about. Oh, just somewhere. Like, do I have a... Maybe in the game file. Like here. Or in, like, utilities or something. Hey, monkey. My dude, this is not The Sims, but it's still pretty good. It's such a good remake. How are you, monkey? Don't know how you write that, but let's say it's like this. That's just, I don't know. Don't forget to add the new piles in CMake. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was wondering how it would know that it needs to exist. You're good. Has today's been stream more or less agonizing? It's been less agonizing. We've been chatting, we've been vibing, we've been getting some menus done. It's been chill. How are you, monkey? I do not remember how I add C++ files though. Like this? Do I just pop it in like as another line? Or below, it doesn't matter. What have you done? Oh. Dude, my boy is compiling. Can I add you on a new line too? Do you like that? It doesn't mind. What have I done in here? What's going on? Render pass has not been declared. Where the fuck do you come from, huh? Move phone. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. Oh, cock, what happened to my actual drawing function? I just, like, delete it off the face of this planet. Okay, this function does not work. Hang on, I think I had a source control. Hey Turbo. Oh, thank you, Jabman985. Oh, stupid username. We should change that. That's never going to catch on. Should go with Jeremy, I reckon. You're not using a renderer? Oh. This is by Crimson Boots, by the way, if you were wondering. Const menu item should probably be a reference, otherwise it will copy the string text and function for no reason. Damn. It's gonna start randomly playing like a copyrighted song. Never mind. This playlist was made for me. Thanks YouTube algorithm. I don't need TikTok. I need the Sims 1 soundtrack, please. Yeah, it's a little risk of raining. Sorry, I was jamming the fuck out. What were you typing? Const menu item, menu item. What are you on? You don't know why it needs to call render. Another way of doing it is to pass in the render pass or to have game call render at the end. That's a good point. Yo, Hagstrom? Oh, everyone's doing it already. Maybe another time. I think you are defined. Is it in private? Is that why it's having issues? Gonna just fix that shortly. I call this the old WouHou, you see. The old WouHou technique. Yes. No privates on display here. Display an update on there. Oh, cock, you're right. Man, headers are so convenient. You said they were getting rid of them, right? Oh, cock. That's where copy pasting will get you, huh? I guess I just forgot that? Huh. Oops. I think C418 would make music for me for free. Do you think he has bigger things? In your game engine, you're actually using C++ 20 modules now, but you do it, you have to enable a bunch of experimental features. Fuck this now. When's YouTube introducing normalization? You're not right. Display update. What do you think you are? Do I need to call you menu system, menu state, maybe? Hang on, you do exist. Why are you so unhappy? The Clang language server doesn't exist. Which the fuck Clang was I using? Yo, Seraphit. Wait, this isn't Seraphit. Floating cloud. Alright. Menu state. Menu state. I'm stupid. Of course you don't exist. Okay. Entity. Why are you here? You don't need to include yourself. Sims 1 soundtrack is good, yeah. Yeah, it should have override, yeah. Try again. Do it better. Oh, you don't need that, yeah. Which is funny, because it kind of is overriding in the sense that it is replacing its non-existent implementation with one. It's not called a name? What did you call it? What's in the name? Text! Yeah, fine. Bit generic, but fine. I think you're full of shit, vert specifier. Is there a better plugin than Clang D for this? One that isn't shit, preferably. Oh, vert specifier, huh. Yo, it compiled. Yo. Alright, that's great. I can't do Control F2, I have a small keyboard for gamers. Can I actually? Maybe I can. Nope, that just writes 2. Okay, that shortcut does not exist. Great. Love it. Just F2 for rename. Let me show you this chunky monkey right here, alright? This is, I can't show you 2 on my keyboard. I can, look, okay, this is 2. If I hold down the function key, it becomes F2, right? Pretend I'm playing Guitar Hero, right? You see this? This is 2, right? Or is that 3? I can't see. No, it's 2, right? But I also have function held down, see? Do the Fire on the Flames on Expert. You know when I play OC, I play it with double time, right? Sit. Do I pass it? No, it's 330 BPM. Was it? It might just be 300 actually. I don't remember. Anyway, the actual command is Control F2, which I can't do because I have a human keyboard. Anyway, in the amount of time it did all of that, I could have just done this. It is F2 when Clang's working. Ah. Colour me surprised. BT to the dubs, my brother. How am I exactly meant to pop up in your current system? Does escape, do I have to hard code that in here? Like, escape. Tell me now. Because I need to know, do I just store previous menu? Look at the back button you did. The back button, let's have a look. See, oh god, you want me to hard code back for fucking everything? Because I want the escape key to work. Not for it to be a menu item visible on the screen. I want there to be a shortcut, like human menus, where you press escape and it just goes back, you see. Donut, you dingus. You utter dingus. I'm saying perhaps I just store previous. This is why I wanted to stack. You can have an escape action member. You utter dingus. You utter dingus. What if I have multiple different menus that could go to one submenu? Or a submenu that could somehow pop back up? That's a stupid menu, don't put it in your game. Good night, Tom. Anyway, my original idea of having like a stack was that I wouldn't have to think about this, so if I wanted to go up, I would just like shift back an item, you know? Because items right now is the array of items. I was thinking we'd have an array of items. So you can always pop back up one in the queue. What the fuck is that? What's that sound? What's Bob-omb? Oh, I have Discord open. That frightened me. Yo, method pointers. I like that. And I just pop one off and then execute whatever's there? I like that. Do I like that? No, because then every time I do a load, I have to add something to the load. I have to remember to add something to the load pointer. I don't like that. You check Discord. I'm sorry, I never have sounds on Discord, so it kind of frightened me. It's because I had another tab open. Hi, Jordan. Donut, you wanky son of a bitch. And now it all falls apart because my original menu system, you had like actions, right? So like the pause menu, right? You pass in an array of actions. Here we go. So you, no, do you? Maybe I'm stupid. Hang on. There we go, yeah. So I had these options, these enums called options. Here we go. So you pass in game, you pass in what these options do. So, I mean, this could be done differently, but you have these actions and you can just execute these fucking anywhere. Like a macro. Is that what I'm trying to say? Maybe this is stupid. This doesn't have multiple tiers. We had something in WouHou 1. What did we do there? Maybe I should have just reused the system from that. What did we do in WouHou? The menu in WouHou 1 was kind of slick. Maybe I should have checked that. I know it wasn't with systems and shit, but it was kind of cool. Yeah, whatever. Let's just do that. I have an idea. I'm a super genius. In the load method, you like pass in the new methods, you store the old one somewhere, the current list as like go back to. And then you load the new ones in, that goes in the go back to, and then when you want to execute back, go back to, you do that. Well, there's a lot going on in here. Alright, let's do that. This boy. Now, why are you curly? Did you see what I sent? No. Oh, your glasses. Oh, cool. Good taste. Filthy fucking mousepad, by the way. Clean that. Those look nice. Get your fingernails, Bad Scout, and scratch them over your mousepad and tell me how it looks. If you see lines... not as bad as I thought. You should wash it, because those lines are you. That's your huge dust. A white streak. That's your oil and skin flakes, my friend. You need to go buy a cheap sponge. Tesco sells like 20 for 50p. Get some fairy liquid. Sponge, water, bath, sink, whatever. Clean. Let it dry. You have done that. Do it again. It's staying dirty. Your mousepad has dust on it. It's fine. Mine's cleaner than it should be. I haven't cleaned mine in the 6 months since I've done my trip, and it's not really leaving much of a streak. I've not really been gaming on it, I guess. Like when you play nothing, it doesn't matter. I crashed your Twitch. Sorry, the dust has gone into it. Ugh. You could try washing machine it, but I don't know about that. It might get too hot. It might like melt the rubber. I feel like rubber doesn't like being hot. But maybe a cold wash. No, because you probably don't want solvents getting in there. What was I doing? Items. Items. You need to have previous items. Previous items is nothing? Then that's fine as well. You just have no items. If I wanted to make the menu really reusable, I would have like a function like when done, you know, when exit out the top. It can either be quit game by default or like quit the menu, you know, like the pause menu could be used this way. Yeah, just go this way. That's fun. Okay, you, my boy, you need to be like this. You need to not exist. You need to have one of these old funky boys. Game. Load. Not you. This boy. Is this gonna work? You sent in Discord about a load pointer. He doesn't like my method. Can I write floating methods in here? Like, can I have just load main menu without it existing in the header? It's not in a class, I guess, so maybe not. Can't, you know. Homegrown. Oh, nice. Alright, Donut has sent me... He's doing a standard move. Classic. Classic Donut. He's trying to one-up me with his standard moves. Well, I was liking my method, but this is fine too. So this is the function. Hey, what the fuck? So this is a vector of functions that take a menu system any method as a parameter called menu stack. Wait, hang on, why have you done load settings menu in here? So surely it should be where it's meant to go back up to. No, wait, this is it itself. This is who's executing it. Because I guess you have to pass that in. And you can't say this function. It's really funky, but bear with it, yeah. So you're saying, in this function, I'm passing in this function, but you can't say this dot. You can't say this for context. You have to literally hard code it. This is a shame. There's no way in C++ to get the calling function. I guess not, because compilers could fuck stuff up. This function, yeah, fair enough. Yo! You don't need to assert, you can just end the game. But whatever. Why this? Wait, hang on. Does pop in C++ not return the thing that was popped? Could you not just pop? Wait, why are you popping twice? Hang on. Why twice? The latest one is the current one. Oh, and I guess that's size -1. And you want to go back one. Just pop back in this, not return the thing that was just popped. Could you not just pop back and then say... Pop back returns a void? Oh. That's no fun. What about just pop? Alright, whatever. I'll trust you. Shouldn't. But I will. God damn it. It's dumb, but it was invented before move semantics. Stinky. But okay, sure. Header, you exist in here. Hey, Chris. I'll be done shortly if that's what you want.
You've been attacked by the Chris. You've been attacked by the Chris. What will you do?
Chris is doing powerful earthbender techniques, and somehow that like made my head feel really wet. Hey, bag plants. I don't know what that was. That's an odd feeling. I hope I didn't just start bleeding in the forehead or something. How's it going? Sorry, I don't think I'm bleeding.
Attack of the Watame. Hey, let's
Chris,
go
check this out. Chris bought this in by Loch Ness.
There was no Nessie that I wanted. Instead, I got that sheep. Really cute, right?
Your hand's wet.
So I wash my hands.
So the sheep's now wet.
No. The sheep is soft.
Alright, let me get this working and then I'll go to bed. It is very cute. All is good. You're watching some Gravity Falls before bed. Comfy. I have not watched that program, but I'm aware of it thanks to Osu, because they mapped the opening song, I think. It's your first time watching. Oh, well, hello. How are you? Oh, here we go. I'm just trying to quickly get some stuff done before we finish today. We've been going for about 2 hours. Just trying to get some... Oh, Gravity Falls. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I've read your name before. Also, it didn't say first time viewer. It usually prints that out. Oh, it's Versity! Oh, sorry, you changed a lot. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, well, I didn't want to be presumptuous. I was like, pretty sure I've read this name, but you said it's my first time, so I just don't want to just assume. How's it going? How's it going? It's your first time watching Gravity Falls. What is it? Was that the one with the YV from Nuclear Throne looking guy? Like the triangle with an eye? Is that a different program? Yeah. Sorry, Donut. I was streaming. I'll get back to work. Don't worry. Sweat. I'm just trying to see what we've got here. We've got load menu, load settings menu, whatever. Load menu, pop menu. Is there a way to generify this? No. I think this is as generic as it can get.
Help. Help. Help.
Alright, I'm gonna ditch my shit. Any Ran fans in chat? I love Ran. Supercomputer Kitsune waifu. Powerful. Such a foreign world, I can't believe you understand all of this. That's the trick. I don't. But I had you going for a minute there, didn't I? Also, it's thankfully all in English. Ah, yikes. What have I done now? Oh no. Alright, you're loading. You are fine. You are fine. You are not fine. You're having issues. Could have had me fooled. C++ moment. You see how it did compile? Though? It said build issues 0. And then it was like, wait, hang on. That's not right. I'm hearing no one saying they're a Ran fan in chat. What Tohos do you like? Give me your 150 top tier list, please. Oh, they're still complaining, huh? What's up? I want to play Fantastic Danmaku Fest. This looks good to me, brother. Oh. What are you complaining about? Someone's missing a semicolon. I can smell it. You don't look like you're having fun. This might be problematic. Ram the Daft Punk album. Is this allowed? Like, is this allowed? This is... Wait, load. Oh, hang on, this should be load menu. Hang on, why is this load? That should just be like this, right? Like, just flat? I think? Alright. It should be load. Does it have to start with the word load then? So it's like a method that starts with this text. You're allowed to do that. Alright. Let me do some formatting then while you think about it. Just a parameter name. This is really just how you write that, huh? Can you not just auto in here, just to make things a little easier? Maybe the compiler will print out what type that is. It'll say, oh, auto is this function. Or it's this method, it's this type. No. Oh, yes, actually. Ah, must use dot star or pointer to member function. Hang on. Dot star? Or they're like, that can't be right. Put the star before it instead of after. Not the thing I was just typing. I want to see what this says, like how angry it gets at this. I didn't like it. Okay. That would be... oh, like this. Sure. Why not? Sometimes you really feel like you're, you know, in your nightmare where you're running and you're pushing against like something. There's like a force stopping you from running. That's me with this syntax. I feel like I'm really trying to run through like the custard and I just can't quite work out. Okay, that's right. Apparently. Invalid use of brace enclosed initializer list. How so? Maybe the children are wrong. Oh, do I have to call it load? Feels odd that I would. But I will. There's not an error anymore, so I can't find it. It's fine. Selected option was not declared in this scope. Functions. Okay, that makes sense. That's fine. You're from somewhere else. You don't have frame info. That's fine. Almost. Really? Huh. How old is this? Maybe just cancel? Or pause? Odd that this was working before. Right? This has been in action for a while. Oh! Yo! Oh! Segmentation fault. What's wrong? Where's he gone? Oh, is this like fault from me hitting quit? I don't know what cancel is tied to. Oh, you can go down in here, huh? It's seg faulting because there's no option. Alright. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Move down. Easy. Cancel doesn't do anything. Yeah, I was wondering what it's... Actually, yeah, maybe you're right. It's cancel... Oh. What was it called? Why did that pause the music? Good night, bag plants. I should go too. I think Chris will be angry. Okay, that code's slightly off. Wait, hang on, what? Oh, I'm stupid. There's always going to be one item. There's more than one item. Okay. Yeah, I was considering, do I do +1 or -1 there? What path am I going? What kind of technician are you? Half glass full or half glass plus? Hey, backworks. Oh, it's funny, it stores the history like indefinitely, so if I just perpetually do this, it lets me go back perpetually. That's funny. I should probably just remove the back function. That doesn't need to be in there. Anyway, let's... okay, if we go really quick. No, I should stop. Okay, I'm going to stop for today, but next time we'll add a start game option that will start the game. Okay? That will be exciting. Oh, I want to do it now, but I can't. I need to go to bed. Alright, it's bedtime. This is a cliffhanger. But we'll do this. We'll have an option that loads the game. Isn't that exciting? There'll be like a main menu. Pretty solid system. Yeah, this is a good start. We'll work on this more maybe tomorrow or the day after. We'll see. For now, I'm going to head off. Good night. I hope you all enjoyed it. Check you all tomorrow for something else. Or the same. I don't know. Hopefully you'll get the formatted around. Don't get ahead of yourself. Alright. Bye-bye. Good night.